Interesting study was done by Morning Consult that surveyed a whole bunch of people that were unemployed about why they weren't going back to work. And as you can see, this is a screen grab. They felt that the headline here was 13% of unemployment insurance recipients aren't coming back to work because of the unemployment insurance that they are getting. I actually see, I guess, another headline here, and I also see a limitation of survey data because, and that I'll talk about in a second, and because you typically are asking people why they're doing something. That's valuable, but oftentimes in economics, it's more valuable to see what people do. Not that they're lying to you, but there's sometimes a difference between what people say and how they actually behave. So first off, if you take COVID-19 or any combination of reasons associated with the pandemic, 13%, and health and medical limitations, and you double click kind of on the crosstabs here, 26% of Americans aren't coming back because of COVID or related health concerns. And then another 14% are not coming back because of childcare obligations. So I think one key message here is 40% of the people that are on the sidelines do have a reason to not enter the workforce that is still related to COVID. Childcare has become a nightmare with COVID. Elder care has become a nightmare with COVID. Health concerns are still rampant. So no matter the fact that we just clipped over 70% of the eligible US population got a jab for the first, got a jab of the vaccine, there's still material drag related to health and care of the workforce or their dependents. Clearly, 13% of people are like good on unemployment, like, hey, I'm getting what I want, and arguably, I'm getting more than I was making when I was employed. And so, clearly public policy in that regard is playing some level of impact, whether it's the increase in the monetary value provided by the federal government or the extension of benefits, one or the other ones, is having an impact. The other stuff here, though, that is kind of making me scratch my head about this survey, so you got to blur your eyes, is the lack of anything about transportation. So like if you look at government surveys, the government surveys folks, weekly on this as well. And one of the primary reasons why people are having difficulty getting back to work is transportation. Some of that is related to, the decrease in public transportation that's been impacted by COVID. And so, my sense is there may have been some bias here in terms of, folks that are not at the low end of the hourly rate, which typically are impacted by transportation, kind of issues. Maybe we've got more of a non-representative mix of workers. But the bottom line is, I think it's interesting. 40% are still being impacted by COVID in some way, shape, or form, while only 13% are being impacted by, or theoretically staying on the sidelines because of extended unemployment benefits. So, and that is in spite of, an increase in wages, more bonuses, especially in the restaurant sector. You're seeing a massive increase in the amount that's being paid.